Hey, thanks again to Dan Richardson for buying a little time on the show to give dog owners some tips for the hot summer months. Remember, guys, if your dog is outside playing in the heat, give it a little rest time. Don't let it run around full speed for as long as it wants. It'll tire itself out and dehydrate itself.
Especially puppies. They don't know when to stop. And if your puppy is continuing to play outside, maybe you have to take the responsibility to make it rest.
Maybe you have to be smarter than a puppy.
I'm not smarter than a puppy.
I'm not cuter than a puppy.
Yes, you are.
Oh yeah, I guess there is a McDonald's song.
Yeah.
You live and you learn. This is We Have Concerns.
Oh, what about to all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun? I guess that's not really a song, as it is really just a list.
Was it really super important to interrupt the actual opening of the show to go back to another McDonald's song?
No, it wasn't.
Was that really? Do you feel good about what you've done?
It wasn't even a song.
It wasn't even a song. This is
no.
We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
Locutus of Borg. I assume you're familiar?
That's a wine.
Oh, come on.
No,
you're more of a nerd than that, Anthony.
Yeah. That's when Picard is taken in by the Borg and he's turned into one of them, and then it's very scarring. He has PTSD for a couple of the movies afterwards.
Well, you know why? Because the Borg are of one mind.
Yes, they are distributed hive intelligence.
Guess what, Anthony? We done made that.
No.
We did.
No, we haven't, Jeff.
We made it.
You're telling me
Science made it. Guess what? About 1,000 people sent us this story. Thank you to all of you.
All at once. It was really creepy.
Nathan Gregerson, Donald Thompson, just a whole list of people I could go off. But tons of people sent this to us at wehaveconcernshow@gmail.com. It was posted on our subreddit also at wehaveconcerns.reddit.com. This is a story people want us to talk about. Mm-hmm. The idea is that science has linked together the minds of rats and monkeys to create super brains. Super brains, groupthink.
And all they have them doing is mining for Bitcoin.
Well,
they have 8,000 rats all in like a rack mount. Like a server farm. It's just an entire server farm full of rats. And they're all mining Bitcoin.
Imagine a server farm with rat poo. Well, more rat poo than a normal server farm has.
Which the FDA says that you're allowed to have like 1 gram of rat feces for every 5 SSDs you have in a rack mount unit, I think.
Right.
That's just the FDA. There's rat shit in everything you take in. Exactly. Everything you do.
Just assume you're consuming rat shit daily. Your RDA of rat shit.
So we explain this to me. We have connected the brains of rats together.
Rats and monkeys. So here's how it works. First of all, the monkey experiment is different than the rat experiment, but they're both done by the same people, evidently.
Hydra.
Hail Hydra. So the monkeys were fitted with a neural transmitter that allowed them, this is amazing in and of itself, it allowed them to control this arm that works in 3 dimensions.
I remember that. That was like earlier, it was earlier this year or late last year. They can control a robotic arm now.
So it has 3 axes, right? So they can control the arm just by thinking about it. They want it to pick up a piece of food and deliver it to them. It actually picks up a piece of food and delivers it to them.
Sure.
So then what they did is they took 3 monkeys that already knew how to do that, fitted them with the neural transmitter, but restricted them to each controlling 50% of 2 of the axes.
Whoa. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So they have to work together in order to get anything done. And without any other training, they did it. They basically shared
This wouldn't happen with humans. We have the ability to communicate with each other, and this would not happen with us. You could connect 3 humans to this arm, and I was like, hey, all you guys have to do to get out of this room, because I'm a scientist but also kind of Jigsaw, all you have to do to get out of this room is just make this robot arm grab the key. Go ahead, guys. That's all you got to do.
Well, that sounds easy.
You each control a bit of it.
Right,
okay,
Janet?
Well, yeah.
I think that sounds real easy.
All right, let's just do it, guys. Let's just...
all right.
Okay, so I'm just going to... Wait, hold on. Because I'm going to move you.
What do you? I'm going to get the bottom.
We got to
part.
move it down first.
No,
and then we're going to because the key is over.
Can we get it? We need to move it up first.
No,
guys.
shut up.
Hey, just let me.
No, you let me. Like I'm controlling the up down for this part of it. So
Well,
just
I'm
let
controlling
me.
50% of the up down.
Okay.
So maybe
but
we
it's
should.
like the 50 shitty % apparently because we haven't grabbed the key.
Both of you guys are stupid. I'm going to controlling the left right, and I think we need to go right first.
Quiet, Michael Jackson.
That explains the monkeys.
That's
Can Bubbles get in on this action?
no. I think that's kind of interesting that the monkeys automatically adapt. I just don't. I think people would take forever to do it, but they did it pretty quickly, huh?
Without any additional instruction, they were able to synchronize their thoughts and move the arm collaboratively to reach for a virtual ball on the screen.
After 3 days, they were able to force choke the scientist running the trial. No, this is not really. I mean, it is kind of networking together, but it's more like cooperation.
Yes, exactly.
It's more
shared but non-verbal cooperation. Like you have to both think the same thing at the same time in order to get it to work.
Sure, but that's still not. I don't see that as like a distributed neural network. It's not like linking two video cards together to get better video.
Right. This isn't Monkey SLI.
Yeah, this is not Monkey SLI. This is basically that one monkey can move an arm, 3 monkeys can move an arm. It's the same shit.
Well, the crazy thing is they said even if one monkey dropped out of the trial because they got distracted, then the brain net was resilient and they were still able to get it to work. And the creepy quote is, imagine if you had not 3, but 1 million. That would be extremely resilient.
Now imagine that it's not an arm, it's, say, a robot spider.
Yes.
And this is why we don't put John Peters in control.
1 million monkeys with 1 million typewriters controlling one robot spider.
I'm telling you, if we just end this with a giant spider, this is the way you end it. No, John Peters. They're not more powerful than they would be separately. It's still controlling an arm. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about the Borg, and the whole thing about the Borg is like all of their brains are connected together. They're receiving and sending information at the same time. They're thinking the same thoughts. They're working towards this insane common goal, and they're doing it so quickly and efficiently because all of their brains are processing everything at once.
Right.
That doesn't seem like this monkey thing to me. I mean, on a basic level, it does.
Allow me to introduce you to the rat experiment. Because the rat experiment takes it to another level. Now, the rat experiment had actual pulses of stimulation into and out of their brains. So they could shoot electrical pulses into the rat's brains and read electrical pulses coming out of the rat's brains. And so the rat's brains were actually physically connected. Okay? So in this experiment, I'm going to actually...
you got to use that monster cable to make sure you have the best connection.
Oh, yeah, you should have gold-plated rat brain cable.
You can't just hook up any cable from a fucking Radio Shack and get your rats like psychic. That's not how it works.
No, I mean, you could, but
you'll get the minorly
so
telekinetic.
It'd be so lossy.
Yeah, where are their precog abilities? You only get those with monster cable.
Yeah. This episode brought to you by Monster Cables.
These are actual rats, or are these lab created rat brains or brains that were pulled out of rats? These are just full on rats.
Living adult rats.
Because the world of rats in a lab is so nightmarish, I feel like we have to be specific.
Yes.
You can never tell if it's an actual rat or a rat that was grown in a jar or a brain that was mutated to be a rat brain. There's some fucked up shit going on, and I want to make sure I'm talking about the right fucked up shit.
This is some fucked up shit. Let me read you this exact paragraph because I want you to help me parse this because it's kind of crazy.
Okay.
So basically, they say pulses of stimulation that increased or decreased were delivered to the brains of individual rats, representing temperature and barometric pressure information. And the rats were able to combine the information to produce a collective input that predicted an increased or decreased chance of rain. So these are weather predicting rats.
These are old rats, and they're sitting on a porch.
And they're like,
and we can read the signals from their knee.
Whenever my tail gives me pain, I know it's gonna be snow.
Yep, my left ear always twitches a little bit right before a storm's a brewing.
Oh, you're so right.
Hold on, I think they're about to electrify the floor on us again. I still don't know why. I hate being a rat. It's the fucking worst.
So the crazy thing is that the individual rats were able to do this. They were able to combine the information, but rats scored better on it when they were linked to the brain net.
Okay,
so they actually improved their cognitive ability by being linked to multiple brains. And the crazy thing is, sometimes one brain would have one piece of information and another brain would have another piece of information, and they had to combine those two informations to create the correct result, and they were able to do that.
This is like folding at home for rat brains.
Yes.
This is like SETI at home. We're gonna put a grid of 30,000 rats in the desert and just have them
just
listening.
work on a problem, man. Just work on when are we going to have an earthquake? Let the rats figure it out.
So these are, so this is physical stimulus. So this is like they're sending, hey, it's this warm right now.
Right.
Or hey, the air pressure is like this right now. So they're creating feelings within these rats. These aren't fully formed thoughts because they're fucking rats, but this is some. They're more like physical sensors than they are like thinking, right? It's more like connecting an Arduino to a fucking thermometer or some shit.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't even say feelings.
What does an Arduino do?
It's a mini computer, man.
That's all it is. Like,
yeah, it's just a little microprocessor.
I just keep hearing Arduino.
They're cool.
I don't know. I feel like they do more than that. I feel like they're not.
They can do whatever you want to program them to do. Just like these rat
Just like
brains.
a rat.
So I think it's inaccurate to say they create feelings in the rat. They literally just create electric pulses, but they can actually
no. But they're creating electric pulses in the rat's brain,
right?
And the rat takes those pulses, or the rat's brain takes those pulses and does what we do,
right?
With any electrical stimulus, like,
yes.
Because all we're feeling is an electrical stimulus in our brain all the time, and then our brain's like, "Hey, body, do this shit." Right. So that's what's going on. Is they're giving the rats a feeling of warmth or cold. They're giving the rats a feeling of pressure or no pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the rats are
one rat gets one thing and another rat gets another thing, and combined they figure it out.
I don't like it.
Well, ready for this sentence? It says,
No.
The scientists said that in the future, the concept may be extended to produce neurally connected swarms of rats with collective intelligence.
Oh, God.
Why are we working on this?
There's no,
This is another in the category of no.
There's nothing
This is
like
the no file. Don't.
When I hear the urban legend of the rat kings living in the sewers, like that's one thing where you hear some urban legends or some folk tales and you're like, I wish that was true. I wish some of these things were real. I wish that Johnny Appleseed was a real man. I wish that there was a giant blue ox somewhere. I don't wish that rats can come together and form a giant rat king that rules the sewers.
Yeah, there's two ways that I could read about this story. One is, hey, science made neurally connected swarms of rats. The other way I could read about it is, man arrested for creating neurally connected swarms of rats. And I feel like the latter is more helpful.
You know what the difference between the two is? $100,000 for a PhD.
Yeah.
Thanks, government.
Yeah.
Thanks, society.
Education. Right.
No, so there's no way to use this that isn't fucking terrible, right? Like, there's no way to use this that you don't connect a bunch of rats together and make them happy. You connect a bunch of rats together and make them too smart and, like, more able to predict the future than you.
And there's many more of them than you want in one place at any given time.
I can tell you that we don't want this technology wireless. Like, if I'm gonna...
It has to be wired. At least you can see them coming.
They have to all be wired together. So when they decide to act, they have to come at you in a giant string. And if the string is broken...
We'll just all hide in narrow corridors.
Yeah, like, it's going to be unwieldy for them to kill you if they have to all be connected together to be smart enough to know that they want to die or kill. Because that's
right.
what's going to happen, right? If you make these rats smart enough to understand what's going on, they're going to realize that their private thoughts are no longer theirs. It's going to be kind of nightmarish for them. They're all going to scream in one giant synchronized agony. And then once they all realize that they've done that, they're going to go, oh, we could do so much in unison. It's time to take it back.
You know what
but if they're wired together, Jeff,
I'm telling you, man,
they can't come at you.
The problem with this, Anthony, is that the first problem that the rat swarm super brain is going to tackle is, how do we get this wireless? That's their first. That's the first thing they're going to work on.
And you would think, like, their tiny hands alone can't really solder things, or like, what are they going to use? Like, probably an Arduino, right, to make it wireless.
Well, they're going to get those monkeys that have that arm. They're going to get those monkeys to work on using that arm to do what they need.
No, it's two different protocols. You can't connect a monkey. It's like trying to share a Mac drive with Windows. They can't.
There's a synchronicity problem.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to. Like, you can do it, but like none of the rats are going to want to take the time to set it up. Like,
what about the monkeys? The monkeys like, I'm not going to listen to a big swarm of rats.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're both going to look at the amount of work and they're going to go, fuck it. Like, I'll just take a thumb drive between the two species. It's just easier.
You know what? That's what the thing. You get stuck in a monkey ecosystem and you're there forever. That you can't really get out of it.
That's the thing is all the evil geniuses are going to be forced to buy into one of these walled gardens, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to have to back one species over another. You're going to get all these like nerds at EvilCon that are just like, dude, you should have gone rat. No way. There's no way I'm going rat.
Well, the
EvilCon
chat rooms are the worst because people get into such spam wars over chimp versus rat. It's you don't even want to hang out there anymore.
No, absolutely not. It's just, the thing is they're so in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're such
they
gearheads.
Can't see, right.
They don't even see what the use is anymore.
Right.
And like none of them are taking over the world. They're all just trying to like get more processing power out of their chimps.
Yeah, and if you watch any of their press conferences, it's so snipey. You know, they just take pot shots at the other. You know, the brain of the rat swarm is always just making the easy insults over to the monkey brain guys, talking about bananas.
Well, and it's like cost over time. Like it's more expensive to buy into chimps in the beginning.
Oh, right.
You know?
Yeah.
But like the chimps are obviously like a little more useful, but it's hard to get as many chimps.
Well, and the chimps are open source, which I appreciate.
Here's my thing. You go Batman Returns. I want an army of penguins. I want an army of distributed penguins.
So you're a Linux guy.
Yeah. Here's what I want. Because everybody's going to be trying to...
I think that was a really good joke that you didn't even acknowledge at all. Come on. You're a Linux guy? That's a great joke.
I think I just kind of lobbed that to you. I think it was just kind of like an alley-oop and you just like, it was kind of an easy layup.
Right, fair enough. Go on.
But I think everybody is going to be focused on taking over the land. Right? As soon as everybody is able to like, I don't know, you use Arduinos to do this, to connect these animals together?
Anything you want.
Okay.
Arduino's just a computer,
so
man.
you just, so you have all these people that are going to be connecting all of these animals together and making these armies, right? Fighting over the land. Don't fight over the land, dog. 2/3 of this world is ocean.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
I take over the oceans.
Also, you're way more adorable.
Way more adorable army.
Yeah.
Way more adorable army.
You waddle your way into battle. It's great.
Yeah. I think I quietly take over the oceans, and then we rise up, Aquaman style. Everybody underestimates you.
Right.
You come in, you crush everyone.
Wearing orange and green.
Now, this is all assuming that we'll be able to retain control over animals once we're allowing them to share brains, which we will not.
You don't think we will?
Oh, absolutely
You think
not.
they're going to decide that their super brain is superior to ours and destroy us?
There is no world in which we give intelligence to animals that they don't use it against us because we've been fucking with them.
We have. It's true.
There is no world.
We've been fucking with them by doing this kind of shit.
Yeah, we're doing some like, if you're a rat, I'm Joseph Mengele. Okay? if
That's true.
We're doing like some 1940s Nazi twin experiment shit on these animals.
Yeah.
And the second they're smart enough to understand that, we are fucked.
Yeah.
We are so fucked.
Why are we so determined to make them aware of that?
Well,
we are so determined to give them the cognitive ability to understand how much of a dick we are to them.
because we can't test on us.
Right. Although they do say in this article that they're
What are we
hoping,
going to do with this?
They're hoping, they say that what is not capable, so we shouldn't be worried about this. They're not capable of sharing
Here comes the
direct
lie.
emotions or memories with each
Lies.
other. But it said there may be special instances where you'd want a long-term connection with someone, like a married couple or a military platoon.
What? That's burying the lead, science. That's very, this is going to be great because you and your grandma can send pictures back and forth. And also, our unkillable army of distributed intelligence soldiers will allow us to have domination over everyone, including the citizenry of our own.
Wait, but grandma I can talk to
Yeah, you can
anytime I
super
want?
talk to grandma.
And she'll know that I'm thinking about her, even though I'm not actually having to pick up the phone.
Yeah, absolutely. And
That's so
also the
great.
soldiers. I'm required by law to tell you that you're buying into soldiers.
So I'm donating the money primarily for the grandma research.
It's mostly grandma research.
Yeah.
I am required by law to tell you 70% of the money goes to soldiers.
You're creating a super army of interconnected one-mind soldiers that can act and move as a unit even across wide distances.
But imagine you are seeing something funny and you want to beam it to a friend via your brain.
I want to do that all the time.
Think of the money that you will save on going to the movies.
That's true. I could just
Sporting
go to the
events.
movies, and all my friends will be going to the movies with me.
Think of the oil-rich countries we'll be able to take over. I'm required by law to let you know that we're doing that.
using our super brain army.
Oh no, we're doing that already, and I'm required to remind you. We're gonna do some really fucked up shit with this army. Once again, required by law to use the words fucked up shit.
But the good news is my grandma,
It's mostly about your grandma.
Yeah.
It's mostly about your grandma.
she'll be able to tell me the exact moment when the stormtroopers knock down her door and take her hostage.
If we need more people for the army, we can activate any of you at any time. I'm required by law to tell you that, including your grandmother.
I really appreciate these transparency laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's useful. But
Anyway, let's wire you up.
yeah, let's do it.
No, I don't see a good reason for this. I just stay out of my brain.
What
stay
about
out of everybody else's
organic
brain.
computing?
Oh yeah, I mean yes.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
I can see.
No.
Then take the rat brains,
but-
make them into an organic computer. Let's do it.
No. But using brains that are already exist. Using my brain, using an animal brain. Once we get to the point where we're just making thinking machines out of organic matter,
Yeah.
and we're able to link them all together, like some sort of weird heavy metal.
Yeah, harvesting the rat brains to create your.
But they won't be rat brains because they won't have come from rats, right?
How many,
They're just going to
how
be
many
brains. of
gigarats is your PC working at? I got like 4 gigarats.
The future's going to be like so disgustingly HR Giger, and I'm so glad I'm not going to be there. Like you're just going to walk into your computer, like it's like man cave is going to be so accurate. It's just going to be these slimy walls of organic matter, all like bring up the screen, and it's not like it's like
Yeah. Yeah, when you say your computer took a shit, it literally took a shit.
it has to.
It needs
It's a
to.
living thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the future is terrible.
You don't want that.
And,
But-
they would like you to believe that it's all blue and metal and white and shining and gleaming.
No, it's pulsating.
It's a lot of things breathe
It's
that you wouldn't
fleshy
expect to
and
breathe
pulsating.
in the future. It's not good. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this? I'm mesmerized by the technology, and I'm amazed that we can do it. And I think we should stop
Are you guys
because it's creepy.
Are you guys team rat or team monkey?
Oh yeah, that's the way to go. Let us know if you're team rat or team monkey. Remember, like monkeys are a little higher end, and it's nice. Like right off the bat
Yeah.
to have like the monkeys.
But think of the gigarats that you can get. I mean, just the pure numbers of rats, I think really is that's persuasive.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to do all the configuration and stuff. I just want to buy an animal that's going to work right out of the box. They come in boxes. This uses an Arduino.
They come in cages.
They come in cages. Okay. The Arduino does?
No.
What is an Arduino?
It's just a computer.
Tweet
it's
at
just
us
a computer.
and let us know whether you're Team Rat or Team Monkey, and let me know what an Arduino is, because I still don't think I get it. I'm at A Carboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
And if you've seen a story that you think belongs on the show, well, there are so many ways to get it to us.
Yes.
Twitter is not a great one.
Oh, terrible. Terrible.
But email is good. We have
Yeah.
concernshow@gmail.com. Reddit, we have concerns.reddit.com. Those are both great ways to send us stories. And if you're in the LA area, July 28th.
Whoa, we're doing a live show with Christian Spicer.
Yep, it's going to be at Nerd Melt at Meltdown Comics. We will leave information down at in the show notes for this episode. You can also go to wehaveconcerns.com/live, and we'll give you everything you need to come.
Would love to see you there.